Good afternoon, guys and girls. Thank you for joining me for another give and go interview. Still sticking with soccer with the season winding down. You're actually my second interview today. I have junior forward, midfield, defense a little too, I guess. Carly Guzzardo from Marlboro. Carly, thank you for taking time out today to join me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so you play forward. You were also listed as defense on the sheet I got. So you're kind of all over the place, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you going to be starting up top? You think this season or in the back?
I think it's going to be kind of what the game calls for. In all three scrimmages, I've mostly played center mid, some at
Oh, okay.
center forward, not really a lot of defense because we have a pretty strong back line this year.
That's good. And you led the team in scoring last season, and you bring back, I think, majority of the scoring from last year came
Mhm.
back this season. Hang on, I'm just pulling up the stats from last year. Just pre-season, you had a couple scrimmages. Just what's your outlook on the team so far going into the 2023 season?
I think that we're going to be a very competitive team. We um, we work really well together on the outside. We have two very fast outside mids, Juliet and Sammy. They are very good at when we play the ball in behind. They can run onto basically everything and get a good ball into me or Brooke. So
Okay, and very tough division. Now with St.
mhm.
John Vianney added to the
Yeah.
division. Three sure conference semifinal teams from last year. So, do you think playing such a hard schedule helps you prepare for states and sure conference?
I do think so because it'll show us kind of the competition that we will end up playing. So it can kind of also we'll probably meet those same teams again in the short conference because they do so well. So hopefully, it gives us like kind of the ability to see like where their strong suits are, where their weak suits are.
Yeah, and you're group three, right? I think for states, group three. I think you're in group three. You're
I think
well,
we're
no,
top
you were in
three.
group four. No, you were in group 4.
Yeah.
So those are three old Howell Manalapan. The teams, same teams. So all of you know each other very well. All right, let's start from the very beginning. How old were you when you first started playing soccer?
Either 4 or 5. I'm not 100% sure.
And what was that, the Marlboro, rec league, I guess, at that time?
No, so I grew up in Staten Island.
Okay.
So I actually played for like the my church team, St. Charles, but my
Okay.
first club team was SLSA, Silver Lake Soccer.
Okay.
And my dad was the coach.
Okay. My mom's actually in Staten Island right now as we speak, getting ready to leave. She just texted me. Um, so your dad was your first coach. What did he have a soccer background? Did he play soccer growing up?
Yeah, he played soccer growing up.
Okay, so my dad started coaching and he had zero soccer background. But back then, parents just volunteered whether you had experience or not. So you know, it's tough asking this, him being your parent, but what did he teach you growing up until you had a different coach? What did your dad kind of teach you, as being a coach?
I mean, as being the coach's daughter, I mean, you kind of get yelled at a bit more. Not,
Yep.
I wouldn't say like blamed for a lot of them,
No,
a lot of stuff, but you
they're
kind
tougher
of
on you.
yeah, tougher
Yeah.
on you. So it taught me to like be tough and like I can listen to coach's criticism without like listening to like necessarily like the yelling part, like listening to the words that come from it.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Do you played any other sports while you were younger?
I played basketball just for like the same like my church.
Okay. What attracted you more to soccer?
Um, Well, a lot of my friends played soccer more, and then basketball was just kind of something fun. And I was also better at soccer than basketball. But it was just more fun for me. And then I started getting better, so then I focused more towards soccer.
That's usually how it is. It becomes a little more fun, and you get better at it, and it gets better. Now, do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have an older sister and a younger brother.
Okay, and they play sports.
Yeah, my sister used to play soccer. She's in college now, so she doesn't play anymore. But my brother plays soccer.
Was it always very competitive or still very competitive in the backyard when
Yeah,
the siblings are playing?
me
Okay.
and my brother are very competitive with each other.
Is he in high school yet? Is he high school age?
Yeah, he's 10.
Okay. So
Yeah.
he's got a little bit. Do
Yeah.
you do you go to his games and try coaching him or telling him what he did wrong like after the game, or
Yeah, definitely.
does he listen is the question.
Sometimes he usually says, "Oh, I did that. Oh, I did that." And I'm like, "No, you didn't."
Taking out, your dad coaching you, how have your parents helped you along the way?
It's just always been supportive of me. Any decision that I've wanted to make or anything that like they've always listened to how I'm feeling about sports. If I'm upset after a game or very happy, like they're always there to support me no matter what.
That's big. I saw something on Instagram recently about parents that pick out the negatives of a particular, if you played bad, but don't pick it out. Ask the child what they thought of the game, and
Mhm.
just asking them what they thought they could have done better. And present it that way and said, "Well, you did this wrong because that could weigh a lot on the kid's head, the young kid's
Yeah.
head, and thinking that all I kept doing was messing up. I stink or whatever. Instead of you ask them what you thought they did good and what did they do bad and three takeaways. It was an interesting video I saw on Instagram. And it's a good way, parents should ask because you got parents that are extreme that think their kids are superstars every game, and then you got ones that are really, really tough on their kids. So now you brought up you started playing Staten Island. How old were you when you moved to New Jersey?
I was 9,
9? Okay.
so I
Who
was going into fourth grade.
who's your current club team?
Cedar Stars.
Theater Stars. How long have you been with them?
6 years, I want to say. I'm
Okay, so
not
you've been
exact.
there. So you've
Yeah,
been
quite a
there
while.
for now. You haven't had the same right? Doesn't Cedar Stars you might switch coaches here and there when you get
So,
when,
so yeah, they usually do. But when I first came to the club, I was on. I played up a year because there was no spots on the 07 team, so I played on the 06 team,
Mhm.
and then I went to my current team, which is the 07 team. So I've been there. I've been with that team for a while, and we've had the same coach,
Who's that? Who's the coach?
Andrew Lombardo.
Okay. How has he helped take your game to the next level?
Um, just all the like words of encouragement that he gives us. Also, he was a very skilled player, so he knows a lot about the game. So he's was able to teach me so much that like I don't think that if I hadn't played for him like from such a young age, I started playing with him when I was like 12 maybe. From such a young age, I don't think that I would have developed as much as I could have.
That's good that you recognize that too, and I'm sure if he hears that, it mean a lot to him too.
Yeah.
What position do you play for club? Because I know some, some kids play high school, they play forward, and their defenders are outside backs. So what position do you play?
So up until this year, I played outside back, and then like I guess last season, I played center mid a bit more because we had that position open, so I'd step up and play there.
Okay. What is your favorite position?
I like both. I
Okay.
don't know. I like seeing the field like in front of me at outside back better,
Okay.
but I feel like center mid also helped me develop more as a player, just 360 pressure and stuff.
Yeah, outside backs are used so different from when I used to coach because you come up a lot on the
Yeah,
offensive end too, and so you need to be very, very fit. Back when I coached, you didn't have to be that fit. You didn't go past the 50-yard line. So how the game has changed. Let's talk a little about high school. You're a junior, so when you came in as a freshman, what goals did you set for yourself that you wanted to accomplish throughout your high school career?
so, I mean, as a freshman, my goal was to make varsity. I was very nervous. Uh, Came in my freshman year when I made varsity. It was probably one of the best feelings ever. And then after I made varsity, it was just to do as much as I could with the minutes that I got on the field because I knew my minutes were going to be limited because I was a freshman. So I just tried to make sure that every time I went on the field, I impacted the game as much as I could for the 10, 15 minutes I went on.
Was there any seniors that you were able to go to or that kind of helped you during your freshman year?
Not seniors, but
Well,
juniors.
upperclassmen. Okay.
Yeah, upperclassmen. So I actually met my best friend, Christina Glazier, through soccer, and Olga. I know you talked to her
Olga?
last year.
Yep.
She helped me a lot. She helped me a lot. They both did.
That's good because, especially as a freshman, like you said, very nervous.
Mm-hmm.
You need, any upperclassmen to help take you under your wing or just to calm you down a little bit is good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we'll talk about last season. You led the team in scoring, seven goals, and the team made the short conference tournament, which I guess they didn't the year before.
Yeah,
Am I correct? I think the
we
last
lost
game
to
of the
Lacey.
year, the
We
last game
lost
of the
to
year.
Lacey on the day that we could have, if we tied or won, we would have made it through, but we lost in double overtime.
So what was the feeling actually, to qualify for the short because the short count is probably the toughest conference, top to bottom, as you sort a lot of upsets this season in the
Mm-hmm.
short conference. So what it mean, hitting one of those goals and making the short conference tournament for the team.
It was a great feeling because obviously that didn't happen my freshman year, and it was my last season playing with Olga and Christina. So
Yeah.
we were trying to make the season as long as possible and have a good run, and we ended up having a pretty good run.
Yeah. Now, two games that stuck out last season, you beat Middletown South and you
Mm-hmm.
beat Rumson, who are always very two tough teams. So it just seemed to me, just looking at it, just consistency was a little issue last season. Do you think that's something you think the team will be a little more consistent this year?
Yeah, I think so. I think because we have a lot of the same girls coming back. I mean, we lost a lot of seniors, but also the seniors that we have now and the juniors and sophomores, like the bulk of the team is still together. So it's almost like we're playing with each other for like a whole nother year together.
Yeah, when I was going through the rosters for the preseason, a lot of the girls coming back did get minutes last year, so
Mhm.
that's a plus. So they won't be, timid out there. They know what to expect. Or the last game I'm going to talk to you about for last season, unfortunately, I got to bring it up, is the Howell game. Up 2-0, lost. Howell came back 1-3-2. What was the message coach gave the team after that game?
Um, Honestly, he kind of said that it was the best way that we could have gone out. It hurt bad, but he couldn't have asked of us for more. We fought so hard.
Yeah, double
That was the
overtime.
game where, yeah, I mean, it sucks at the end of the season, but that was the game where we all really came together and like we were like we want to win this for us. Because our biggest thing was Marlboro is kind of always seen as the underdog. Marlboro's always kind of seen as everyone's just like, oh, we're playing Marlboro. Like we wanted to like prove people wrong, and we felt like we did that, making it to the second round.
Yep.
And then unfortunately we didn't. We lost off a PK, but it was the best way that we could have gone out.
So, I mean, it's also something good that something coach could build on with a lot of the girls coming back. Like, look, we can compete with these teams. Howell
Mm-hmm.
made the finals of the short conference tomorrow. That kind of we belong with this group. We can't compete, and how soccer is. You miss a shot just a little bit one way, and they hit a shot that just and
Yeah.
that could be the game. So, what goals do you have set for yourself, and what are some team goals you think you girls have for this season?
So team goals we'll start with. We want to make it farther than we did last year. Even though we're very happy with how we did last year, we felt like our season was cut short because we just want to make it as long as we can. But personal goals for me, again, just impact the game as much as possible. But um, last year, I was because I was an underclassman as a captain, I still kind of was like a little shy. I didn't want to be telling the upperclassmen what to do because I didn't feel like it was my place. It was only my second year on the team, but this year I really want to attack the team from a more leadership position.
That's good. And so he named you. You're one of the captains this year.
Yes.
Good. Um, that leads me to my next question, which is part this year, part next year. What is something you hope to pass down to the underclassmen that, once you graduate are going to be filling your role as the leaders of the team?
I just hope that they want to they just have great work ethic, because you could be not the most skilled team, not the fastest team, like you could not be the best team, but if you work the hardest, no one can outwork you.
Yes, and I think, soccer is one of those sports that it show, like you said, you don't have to be the fastest or most skilled, but if you could outwork the opponents, you could get a victory, and work as a team in unison. Um, all right, yeah, that's good for the high school stuff. Yeah, just looking. All right, rapid fire questions. Are you ready for some rapid fire questions? All right.
Yeah.
Favorite movie?
The Outsiders.
Wow. Okay. How about TV show?
Grey's Anatomy.
I interviewed Marley from But Lacey, and she brought up a different show, and I was like, "Oh, usually Grey's Anatomy is the one I get," and it's just funny since it's been on since I was younger, much younger. Your favorite school subject?
History.
I had to stop watching Grey's Anatomy once Dr. Dreamy was killed off. What I forget his name. My friend calls him Dr. Dreamy. So yeah, that's when I stopped. So was that season 9? I think I haven't watched in season 9. All right, that's it. Favorite food.
Pasta.
So you said history, American history, or what type of history?
Any history. Any history. I'm excited for this year because it's US history. So I'm excited.
I took a Civil War class in college. I was big into when I was, in high school. I loved Civil War, Gettysburg, and all that. So that's good. I would never get a history. Usually, I get science, math, or English. I think you might be the first history question. I like that. Your favorite number?
7.
What song do you like to listen to get yourself psyched up for a game?
Hmm. Dreams and Nightmares.
I don't know who sings that. I don't.
Meek Mills.
Uh, what is something you enjoy to do in your free time?
Hang out with friends.
Just relax and hang out with friends.
Yeah.
Athletes don't get that much free time, I realize. This be the last question for this. When your playing careers are all said and done, do you want to still stay involved with the sport, coaching or training or something like that?
Yes, I do want to coach when I'm older.
Good. All right. Let's talk your future a little bit. You're a junior. This is when the recruiting and college visits really start, especially for soccer players. What is something you're looking at when you're looking at colleges?
So I'm looking at schools that have a good program for what I want to do. I want to go into PT.
Okay.
So I do want to play soccer, but I also want to make sure that I get a good degree in what I want to do, because I'm realistic with the fact that I know soccer is going to end after college, a little after college. So I want to be able to obviously have a career after.
It sounds like you have your head on your shoulders. So you said you PT physical therapy. So that answers my next question, what you want to do as a career. So physical therapy would be that answer. That's it. I know Stockton has what they did. I don't know if they still do very good physical therapy school. Um, and somebody just who's playing there. Oh, Bella from Keyport. She's a freshman there. And I think she played for Cedar, older, obviously the older team. So
Yeah.
my last question is going to be: what advice would you give your younger self, or say your little brother, or what advice would you give him that you learned?
Just to always work hard. Again, I always believe that I want to be the hardest working person on the field. I want to always win or die trying to win. I just think that if you're working hard, then like if no one can outwork you, then you're doing the best that you can do.
That's right. Good. All right. That's all I have. I appreciate you taking time out today. And do you have any more scrimmages or
No, our first game is on Thursday versus home
Thursday?
now.
Homedale?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know much about them, and I haven't gotten their preseason form back yet. I think they bring back a good portion of the team, though, if I
Yeah, I
remember.
think so.
So, but it should be a good matchup. Who's in your
Mhm.
pod that the World Cup? Do you know who's in your World Cup grouping?
Um, so I think I'm not
Tom,
100% sure on this.
Tom's River North,
Tom's River North,
St. Rose,
Pinelands,
and
and St. Rose, I think. Pinelands and St. Rose.
you have a good shot finishing up top in that pod. So I wish you luck. What's your feeling of this pod thing? Do you think it's interesting or
Yeah, I definitely think it's an interesting way to do it. I like it a little better because I feel like it gives us a chance to not put everything on one game.
yeah, and especially in the division, like take Marlboro out of A North and put them in a different division, they might finish in first. They're
Yeah.
just in a
Hmm.
tough, very hard division. So yeah, I like it too. It's different, and obviously, we can see how you don't know how anything's going to work out until it's over. So,
Yeah.
all right, Carly, I thank you for taking time out
Thank
today
you so
to
much.
talk some soccer, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
No problem.